Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set? Cocked, locked, here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here, and we're broadcasting from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains, 2 hours today. 2 hours Monday through Friday. We have a call-in line, and I've got the Comrex stack right in front of me, so I can answer your calls. It might be an interesting broadcast today because there's an event that I'm going to tell you about that happened in the Ozarks. So let me give you that number: 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. It's a free call. We'll pay for it. Lance is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. Converging threats are confronted daily by your instructors. I'm Vincent Finelli. And Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us. Welcome, Rick. Yeah. Hey, Rick. Did we lose Rick? Hey, Rick, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Hey, great. Hey, Rick.
What happened to the sound?
What do you mean?
Oh, I didn't hear you laugh. I didn't hear any of your intro or any of that.
Oh, okay. Okay, it was our engineer. He did it. It's all his fault. Listen, I'm typing up the memo to Ted Anderson right now.
Okay, well, I'm here. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, Rick. No, I'm not sure what happened, but we're glad you're here. Rick, I want to share something with you. This is kind of interesting. You know, there's this sheriff, and his name is Joey Kyle, Joey Kyle. And I met Joey Kyle. I've heard his name, mentioned for a number of years here in the Ozarks. And was the sheriff of Christian County, Missouri. And a lot of people would say he's a good guy. And I met him at the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association in Las Vegas. And I was broadcasting live from there with Sam Bushman and Kurt Crosby. And the Freeze Try guy was there. And so Joey Kyle, I saw him in front of the sheriffs talking about the Constitution. I saw him talking about reaffirming their oaths of office, and he said a lot of right things. But something didn't set right with me. And I don't know what it was at that time. Well, later on, he got an MRAP for Christian County. And I was outraged. And I spoke about it on the air. You know, why does a sheriff need an MRAP? A mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle, a weapon of war. And some people said that, well, he might be using that to defend us against, the federales. And I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it because, the federales have rockets. They've got weapons that are beyond our knowledge at this point. They can control the weather. And so Joey has this MRAP with a machine gun turret on the top. And it bothers me. And so I was invited to be the master of ceremonies at an event in Christian County where Joey was going to bring the MRAP and address the concerns of the students. Of the citizens, I should say. So he was there. I was the MC. I introduced him, and he was at a restaurant. It was a community organized event where the community, some of our instructors were involved in making that event happen. And so Joey talked about this MRAP, and he brought it with him, and cameras were there, and it was broadcast on television on the nightly news. And what he was going to do is paint it and put benches in it and add accessories to it. And I talked to him about machine guns, and yep, he's got machine guns. And my question is, why does a sheriff's office have machine guns? Why do they have a weapon of war? And during this restaurant event, where he spoke to standing room only, I mean, it was packed. Well, it seemed that the community was against having this MRAP. And then during the middle of the event, this one middle-aged woman, says, well, and I'm paraphrasing, will this MRAP be used to keep us safe? And he says, yes, that's what it's for. It's used to keep you safe. And if there's an active shooting in a school system, we'll take that MRAP in there, and we'll be right in there, and we'll be able to rescue the children. And I'm thinking, really? Are you guys buying this? So we have an active shooter situation, and we're going to bring in this weapon of war, and that's going to make things better? We'll bring in a SWAT team. How's that going to help anything? And our plan, which I announced years ago, publicly on air, was to take the employees who have concealed carry permits, who have already been inspected and detected by their local sheriffs and found to be good citizens, ones who can safely handle a firearm, ones who have been trained, certified by their sheriff already, those employees who work in the school system, just let them carry concealed and give them extra training by their local sheriff as to their building and how they should handle certain situations and that kind of thing. And so that would be the custodians, the maintenance people, teachers, the principal, the secretary, all that. They should be armed if they're already armed. Okay? No cost, just a little bit of training. And it didn't seem to meet with a lot of approval with my little plan. Anyway, so this one woman at the meeting says, will this keep us safe? And he says yes. And then it swayed the whole audience. It's like, great. So we've got this MRAP now, and it's going to keep us safe. This is Joey Kyle, Sheriff Joey Kyle, and he says he got it for free. Well, he didn't get it for free. First, he had to send 3 guys to go get it. Used about $500 worth of fuel just to bring it back. Then they're going to have to store it somewhere, maintain it, have people ride it around to keep it up operational, and they're going to paint it. Now, I don't know how much it costs to paint an MRAP, but I do know it can cost several $1,000s to paint a car. So this thing is not for free. Well, then I had him at a USA Prepares meetup, a weekly meetup, where he addressed our meetup class. And he talked some more about the MRAP, and he talked about keeping us safe. And we even asked him if he would form a posse and allow some of us to be in the posse, and he said he would. Well, I don't know of any public information that was released about him doing that. Yesterday, headlines: Christian County Sheriff pleads guilty for stealing public funds. That's Joey Kyle. So here it is. This is an article from KY3, Springfield, Missouri. Christian County Sheriff Joey Kyle pleaded guilty on Wednesday to federal charges of stealing public money and money laundering. He'll receive a 1-year prison sentence. He also resigned from office. In his agreement with the U.S. Attorney, he waived indictment and pled guilty to federal information charges filed solely by prosecutors. It was worked out several weeks ago. Anyway, bottom line is he is sentenced He received 2 concurrent prison sentences. 2 concurrent, 12 months and 1 year. And 3 years of supervised release afterwards. He's required to pay Christian County $50,290 that he embezzled and forfeit $71,640 that investigators say he gained from a money laundering scheme. He must also turn over property that he bought with county funds. That includes firearms, ammunition, vehicles, equipment, preserved foods, meals ready to eat, and other supplies. That's according to the plea agreement. And so it says, what did he do? Well, the attorney's office said that Kyle embezzled county funds and laundered the proceeds of a political supporter's investment fraud scheme. So he's involved with an investment fraud scheme. Now, the articles are posted on the website, usaprepares.com. This is the same guy that I called out on this broadcast, Joey Kyle. I said, where's the sheriff? Now, let me tell you about that. So we have Bob Estep, one of our students, one of our instructors. He used to come to our meetups, and he was traveling in his vehicle in his own little area where his farm is, Sparta, Missouri. Gets pulled over by a Sparta city cop. Sparta is like 1 square mile. He gets pulled over by a cop at night, 9:30. Cop spotlights him. Bob Estep's waiting in his car. Waiting. He's wondering what the heck's going on. So he calls 911. Bob Estep calls 911, our 68-year-old farmer friend. So I'm with 911, and the cop, Andrew Spencer, gets out of his police car, opens Bob Estep's door, and tases him right in his car. And I called for, where is the sheriff? Where is Joey Kyle? Why has not Joey Kyle arrested Andrew Spencer for violating the Missouri State Constitution and the civil rights of Bob Estep? Where is Joey Kyle? Well, I got a little bit of heat because I called for that, and I backed off because of the heat I got. People said, well, let's give it time. Let's give it time. Let's let the process work. Let's give it time. Let's give it time. So, Bob Estep was a victim of a crime by Andrew Spencer being tased in his own vehicle without cause, without reason, and Joey Kyle didn't arrest him. Joey Kyle is now going to the federal pen for only 1 year. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Gold. It's like nothing else on Earth. From the Romans through the Renaissance, from the Industrial Age to the Space Age, gold has weathered the test of time. For 6,000 years, gold has remained the ultimate store of wealth. According to the World Gold Council and the U.S. Mint, demand all-time high, the stage is being set for the reemergence of gold as the common-sense alternative to a fiat paper currency that gets weaker every day. Midas Resources is proud to offer the hard-hitting report that arms you with the truth you need to protect you and your family from the Fed's plans for your hard-earned money. Don't gamble with your future. Call Midas Resources today and ask for your free copy of As Good as Gold. Call 1-800-686-2237 for the report the Fed hopes you'll never see. As Good as Gold can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. If you have ever thought about owning gold, you must read this report. Call Midas today at 800-686-2237.
Genesis is defined as an origin, creation, or the beginning. Genesis Communications Network began with the mission of providing you with the kind of compelling content you're listening to now. And at GCNlive.com, you'll find a free archive of our nation's history, narrated by GCN hosts, explored, shared, and passed down to future generations. GCN is the future of talk radio, but we should always strive to learn from our past. Together, we are GCNlive.com. GCN.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618, blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Why do over 50% of North Americans suffer from some form of chronic ailment? Could it be due to a toxic overload? It's time to take back your life. Get the lead out as well as the cadmium, mercury, and calcium. Extendovite is a garlic cayenne supplement with 5 other herbs that acts like a natural Drano, cleaning out the stored toxins, restoring your energy and youthfulness that we've lost. If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, or fear, then Extendovite is for you. Available in either capsules or liquid, you too can see why Extendovite is the #1 heart drop available. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
So, class, if you think that I sound angry about this, I am. So why am I angry about what Joey Kyle has done? Because he lied, he cheated, and he stole. He's involved in money laundering. The U.S. Attorney's Office said that Kyle founded a company called 5 Rivers Management in 2011. Now, it was supposed to be a law enforcement training company. Well, Kyle took money that he received from other businesses and he put it into 5 Rivers Management's bank accounts to conceal the source and nature of the payments and to make them appear that they're receipts from his law enforcement training company. So here we have Kyle, who has what we call a law enforcement training company, and he's putting funds in it and he's money laundering. And one business owner made a $3,000 contribution, okay, using victim investor funds. And he put them in Kyle's political campaign. And that business owner apparently is Marty Brickley, a Christian County Reserve deputy who was indicted by a federal grand jury on May 6th for what investigators said was a $14.5 million investment fraud scheme. Now, so we have Joey Kyle. He's associating with an investment scheme, a fraudulent investment scheme. It's like a Bernie Madoff Jr. So this guy is the guy that was elected. Now, Kyle would admit that he was a politician. And you know that I have a very low opinion of politicians. And that's why. So when we say here at usaprepares.com, never reelect anybody, that's one reason. And we say that politicians, well, what we say is representatives work for the common good and politicians work for their own good. This is exactly what we mean. So we have this guy, Joey Kyle, who's going to spend just 1 year and 1 day in the federal pen. Now, how come he gets off so lightly? So let's say you went into a bank and you robbed them of $50,000. Do you think that you would get away with 1 year and 1 day? Do you really think that? Obviously, he's getting special treatment. Now, the news said that, well, they're really harsh on him because he's he's supposed to protect and defend, and he took an oath of office, and so they're extra critical of him. Really? Does anybody believe that? 1 year and 1 day? If you smoked a joint and didn't harm anybody, you would get more than 1 year and 1 day. Rick, I am outraged that he violated the public trust. He lied to us.
It's happening everywhere. It's happening here. You know, when I was back in Missouri, they made a distinction between your side of the state and the other side of the state in terms of law enforcement. Your side of the state is supposed to be ultra corrupt and, you know, preying on the local citizens for their incomes. We just had a levy for, you know, police levy that just failed a fourth time, and it's because there's no confidence. I personally was assaulted twice, had a gun put in my face, and they never even sent a sheriff out to take a report. It happened. It was with witnesses, everything. I was assaulted, knocked down to the ground one time. Another time he hit me in the face. I dared him to hit me again. He pulled a gun on me.
That's the time. That's the time when
it's a sign of the times. The corruption is that you're going to find that certain police forces are corrupt, and they're going to use their power for little warlord-like action and self-serving. And it is a breakup of America, and why I'm not proud of America anymore. And you'll find that this whole thing is like this in all forms of government, the corruption. Government itself is not corrupt, but statism is a type of religion, and here we are at the end times. And, you know, that's one of the reasons I live in the country. I just cannot believe what's happening to our country.
Rick, I have a copy.
And look at what they just reported on SEAL Unit 6. They assassinated them because of what they knew.
No doubt in my mind. Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us, the real Fox Mulder. We'll be right back after these few short commercial announcements. It'll give Vinny a chance to calm down just a little bit. I'm outraged over someone who the public seemed to have some faith in. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
So I have in front of me a book written by one of our instructors here at USAPrepares.com. His name is Joel Skousen. Joel M. Skousen, Skousen. And the book is called Strategic Relocation, North American Guide to Safe Places. I've got the third edition, and I'm opening it up to page 218. And it talks about population density, the cost of living index here in Missouri. It's low compared to the average. And it talks about private land availability, building permits, food production, health, environment, traffic, police or politics, taxes, and corruption, among other things. And corruption, there's only one word Joel uses to rate the corruption level in Missouri. High. High corruption. When I first read that, I got this book after I moved to Missouri. I read that and I thought, oh, that's pretty lousy. I hope he's not right. He's right. He's absolutely right. Joel Skousen is right. The corruption in Missouri is really, really high. Joey Kyle is a criminal, and I just got off the phone with one of our other instructors here in Missouri. And he said, Vincent, how'd you know about this? He said, that's clear over in Christian County, and I'm in Wright County. How did I know about it? Well, we have a great network here at USA Prepares. And Joey Kyle's boys have arrested some of our instructors and students. And he seems to get away with it. And I've been outraged every time he does it. So I've seen him up close. I've seen him in public. I'd been the master of ceremonies at 2 events where he was invited. And I saw how he behaved, and I saw his evasive answers. Couldn't nail this guy down. Well, one of our instructors who just called said, hey, Vinny, you know, these 2-term sheriffs, they're gun runners. He said they're gun runners. And we discussed it. And you know what he means? They steal guns from people. These cops steal guns from people. They confiscate them, and then they sell them.
That's what they do here in Grants Pass, Oregon. I've had a pistol taken from me that didn't belong to them.
There's a young woman in Virginia. Cops came to her house. Woman lives alone. She had a pistol in her, we'll call it family room. The cops grabbed her, handcuffed her, hauled her out of her house, stole her handgun, and they wouldn't give it back to her. This is in Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia. I heard about it, and I was so angry. I drove to Virginia. And I went to the sheriff's office, and I said, you have my property. They wanted to know what I meant. And I said, you have my property. That's my handgun. And I want it. And they gave me the runaround. They really gave me the runaround. It took a couple days to get it. I had to go back and back and back to get it. Finally, they presented it. All kinds of excuses. That person's not here. You know, the evidence person's not here, that kind of stuff. Finally, they gave it to me. Now, why was it mine? Because I bought it for $1 from this woman. And I said, I'm going to open this right here in the sheriff's office to make sure it's all here. And they said, no, you can't do it. You have to leave the property. I should have said, stuff it. I'm opening it right here. But I didn't. I behaved. I opened it, and the magazine and the cartridges were missing. So I had to go back and get the magazine and the cartridges. These guys are thugs. These guys are criminals. I'm talking about the Blue Plague. I'm talking about the sheriff's office.
It's not all sheriffs. It's just your part of Missouri.
Well, I'm talking about Virginia now, Rick.
Okay. Well,
Rick,
yes, it goes all over the place. We have it here in Josephine County. Same thing.
Rick, I'm telling you, I keep hearing people say 95% of police officers or law enforcement are really good. Really? Show me one.
It doesn't take but 5% to make the whole thing fall apart.
Well, I'm looking for one. Just one. I haven't found one yet, but let me finish. So I finally, after about 3 days, I finally got this handgun, all the cartridges, which 7, and the magazine. Got it complete. And I sold it back to this woman for $1. And what I was trying to do is say, all right, you guys want to give me a hard time and steal my property? I'm going to be talking about you forever on the radio. I'm going to make you all famous. Now, what do these guys have in the lobby of their sheriff's office? And by the way, it's a heck of a nice building that we, the people, built for them. I mean, these guys are living in the lap of luxury, and they're behind bulletproof glass. They want to make sure that we're safe. So they've got us in the lobby, and they're behind bulletproof glass. They must have made enemies everywhere because you can't get in to see a person. They're all behind these bulletproof walls. That's what a bunch of pansies they are. They don't want to meet us. And when they do, they show up with a whole bunch of police cars. But anyway, in this in the lobby, they have this wall of shame. And this is where they highlight those awards that their employees have received, like sniper awards. It's like this guy took number 1 in sniper competition, SWAT competition. And I'm wondering, why are we training and awarding the blue plague to kill people from afar without warning? And who's making the decision to take these lives? And they act like these snipers are heroes, killing the public. And they're training to do it, and they're proud of it. It's disgraceful. So if you think, class, that there's some anger in my voice, there is, because we've been sold out by Joey Kyle. And I've been saying, how come Joey Kyle hasn't arrested Andrew Spencer, the cop who tased, without provocation, Bob Estep? How come he hasn't arrested him? How come he hasn't done his constitutional duty? And then people would say, well, you know, the wheels of justice take time. I'm telling you, there's corruption. It's outrageous. And the one thing that I said is, who are you going to call? So you're on the phone with 911 and the same organization tases you? You can't call Joey Kyle. You can't call his deputies. His deputies were on the scene after Bob Estep was tased. Did they fill out a report and say, hey, listen, I think something's really wrong here. Andrew Spencer never should have tased Bob Estep. And I tell you what, we'll arrest him. We'll arrest him right now. We'll arrest the cop who tased Bob Estep. No, they didn't do it. So Joey Kyle and his band of deputies did not uphold their oath of office. It's an outrage. It's an outrage. And I was reading some of the comments on one of the news websites last night. People are saying, you know, we're with you, Joey. We're thinking of you. We're behind you. Stand tall. It's like this guy's a hero. He's an embezzler. He's a money laundering. He's a crook. And people are saying, you know, we're with you, Joey. Really? That's what's wrong with America. We don't have a backbone anymore. We're a bunch of pansies. I think, gentlemen, if you don't have a set, you need to grow a set. And if you can't grow a set, you need to borrow a set. Let's stand up for what's right. Rick, I was out late last night. I was buying some equipment, and I met a few gentlemen, 3 gentlemen, and they are in the business of liquidating factories. Here's what they do. So if there's a factory closing, they'll buy the equipment and they will sell it. You know, they'll buy the whole lot of it and then they'll sell it by the each. It's upsetting to them. It was upsetting to me to look at machinery that we used to use to make things is now going on the market because the companies that used to make things are out of business. Not only that, equipment is being sold by the lot, and I'm sure there's corruption in this as well. Like, remember when we used to have wood shop, metal shop in schools? We would teach industrial arts. I think that's going away. So all those machines, the lathes, the mills, the drill presses, the shears, the brakes, all those things, they're being sold. They're being purchased by an individual who's probably in the know, inside information, buys it for pennies on the dollar, and then sells it on Craigslist. That's what's happening. I know that's what's happening. I talked to a guy, 3 guys last night. They're outraged at the decline of America. And where's this stuff going? Third world countries. Third world countries are buying our machines that used to keep us employed. And the filth like Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, those thugs, those politicians, they've sold us out. That's where our jobs have gone. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
You've heard them on Alex Jones. You've seen them on Ancient Aliens. Now come see them live at Contact in the Desert 2015 in Joshua Tree this May. Experience 4 full days of science-centered lectures, workshops, intensives, and fieldwork on ancient astronauts, extraterrestrial intelligence, human origins, crop circles, contact experiences, UFO sightings, and more. Meet Chariots of the Gods author Eric von Daniken, Ancient Aliens host Giorgio A. Tsoukalos, New York Times bestselling author David Wilcock, Dead Doctors Don't Lie author Dr. Joel Wallach, astronauts Edgar Mitchell and Story Musgrave, Earth Files publisher Linda Moulton Howe, author Jim Mars, and many of the world's most respected researchers and scientists exploring answers to one of the greatest questions of all time. More speakers, more panels, more things to do. Join us at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center, which has a long history of sightings and contact experiences. For advance tickets and conference schedule, go to contactinthedesert.com. That is contactinthedesert.com.
The human body is extraordinary, despite all the stress we inflict upon it. Thousands of people across the country use an extremely effective product to help their body stay balanced. It's Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural herbal formula designed to help maintain healthy blood pressure, clean arteries, promote good circulation, and balance cholesterol. Heart and Body Extract, along with good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free from pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of Heart and Body Extract. Learn more and read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers at heartandbody.com. Heart and Body Extracts offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. For free info, call 866-295-5305 now. That's 866-295-5305 or heartandbody.com. Distributor inquiries welcome. 866-295-5305.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV.
Well, class, it's not often that Vinny goes on a almost nonstop rant. But you know, I can't stand it. I can't stand it when people lie and cheat and steal and beat us up. I really can't. I can't stand it when the little people, that would be me and a lot of us. I can't stand it when the little people get taken advantage of. This country's been built on the backs of the little people. So one of the guys I met last night is a mechanic. I said, so how long have you been a mechanic? He said, 20 years. So, oh, great. So where are you a mechanic? He said, well, I'm not. He got fired. He got fired because his hands don't work as well as they used to, because he gave 20 of the best years of his life to the company, all to one company. They canned him and replaced him with some kids, some young people, So that's what happens. So you do a good job, they wear you out, and then you're disposable. Kind of like the military. You know, they put you in front of some cannon fire and some rocket fire and some explosives. You get wounded and they go, geez, well, we can't use you anymore because now you're not 100%. You know, you're missing 3 fingers, or you got this massive head wound, or that leg, you need that other leg, the one that got blown off, which we can't use you anymore. So they throw you away. They give you a hard time, and it's hard to get the VA to do anything. That's another corrupt organization. So everywhere you look, there's corruption in government. So we're starting to, we've been claiming this for a long time here at USA Prepares, that the government is absolutely positively corrupt, that speed traps are revenue machines. They're toll booths. We've been saying this. Some people don't believe us. I guess now they do. Here we have Joey Kyle, an absolute corrupt former sheriff. He's going to the federal pen. But why? Why is it only 1 year and 1 day? Why? Who does he know? And so what the calls that I'm getting off air here at the studio, they're saying, obviously he did something else, and they don't know about that. And I said last night, off the record, I said, I'm sure it's 10 times bigger than what we know. And he's blaming it on his wife's hospital bills. Let me tell you something. If you can't pay your hospital bills, you tell the hospital, I can't pay my bills. I can't pay them. I can't pay that $18 for an aspirin. I can't pay it. I can't pay that $75,000 you want. So let's work something out. How about $5 a week? And generally they accept it. And if you flat out don't have any money, they write it off. Could he have done that? I guess he could have. But he was making $60,000 a year as a sheriff. That's the number that I heard. That wasn't enough. Free car, health insurance, uniforms. I guess that's not enough. It's not enough that he made more than probably 90% of the people around him. Not enough. He had to embezzle, money launder. And the thing that makes me angry is these are the guys that we're supposed to trust, Rick. These are the guys that we're supposed to look up to. These are the guys that demand our respect. Now, what about the Constitutional Sheriff and Peace Officers Association? Now, some people might say, hey, he was a constitutional sheriff. Boy, now what are we going to do? Well, I submit to you that the CSPOA does not fully vet every one of the sheriffs and peace officers in their association. I used to be a member of it, and I know they didn't fully vet me. But I'm not saying that they're at fault. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that I believe that what the CSPOA does is take people at face value. So a guy's a sheriff, so he claims he supports and defends the Constitution and will uphold his oath of office. That's good enough for the CSPOA. And I understand that. And I don't disagree with that. I don't. I agree with it. But these guys sneak in. These guys sneak in. It's like the worst kind of criminal. One who lies to your face. Kind of like Bernie Madoff and his Jewish friends that he ripped off, and they said, and he even did it to us. So Bernie Madoff's a Jew. He stole from his Jewish friends, and the Jewish friends say, and he did it to us, as if they're special. Well, Joey Kyle did it to us, all of us, all walks of life, all faiths. Lied to our face. When we come back, I've got a whole bunch of scientific questions for Dr. Richard Allen Miller, beginning with, front page of the Drudge Report, Wi-Fi is dangerous. We'll be right back.
Good people need help. The Homeowners Association said we had weeds and fined us $25. We told them they had the wrong house. They said if we didn't pay it, they'd file a lien. Our attorney demanded photographs, witnesses, and told them if they couldn't provide this, they must cease and desist. Issue solved. Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com or call 855-340-SAVE. That's 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
It's a terrifying thought. You're trapped somewhere without a radio and no access to GCN shows, a doctor's office, the DMV, your mother-in-law's.
Come on, stay for dinner.
That's what makes the newly redesigned GCN Live app a true lifesaver. Listen to your favorite GCN hosts and programming on your smartphone, wherever you are. Download yours free on iTunes or Google Play. The new GCN Live app. Don't leave home without it.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Why do over 50% of North Americans suffer from some form of chronic ailment? Could it be due to a toxic overload? It's time to take back your life. Get the lead out as well as the cadmium, mercury, and calcium. Extendovite is a garlic cayenne supplement with 5 other herbs that acts like a natural Drano, cleaning out the stored toxins, restoring your energy and youthfulness that we've lost. If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, or fear, then Extendovite is for you. Available in either capsules or liquid, you too can see why Extendovite is the #1 heart drop available. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite. Extend your life with Extendovite.
Why do over 50% of North Americans suffer from some form of chronic ailment? Could it be due to a toxic overload? It's time to take back your life. Get the lead out as well as the cadmium, mercury, and calcium. Extendovite is a garlic cayenne supplement with 5 other herbs that acts like a natural Drano, cleaning out the stored toxins, restoring your energy and youthfulness that we've lost. If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, or fear, then Extendovite is for you. Available in either capsules or liquid, you too can see why Extendovite is the #1 heart drop available. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite. Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set? Cocked, locked. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com with Dr. Richard Allen Miller. I just got off the phone with Sam Bushman, Vice President of the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association. Sam and I talk often during the week off air, and we talk about events and things that are happening. And he and I were talking about this event, and CSPOA will be issuing a press release about this. And I guess that will be coming out shortly, probably today. And the bottom line is, I mentioned to Sam what I said about the CSPOA, not, they take sheriffs at their word. And the idea is to take a sheriff wherever he is and increase his knowledge or her knowledge to the point where they become constitutional officers and actually understand the Constitution. That's one of the things they do. But he agreed that, they do not, do not dig into the backgrounds of all these sheriffs that want to become members, and they don't dig into the backgrounds of all of those who want to be associate members of the CSPOA. So there you have it. Joey Kyle, he's a criminal. He's a felon. He's admitted it. He's stolen from we the people. A shameful act. And, I am really, really angry about it. And some people are just disappointed that he let him down. I'm angry. I'm angry that he was in a position where he allegedly was here to help us, and that was not what he was doing. He was stealing from friends and family. Rick, there's a post on the internet. I just posted at usapreparedness.com, and it says, a woman says her Wi-Fi connection is making her sick. From cell phones and computers and watching movies online, wireless technology, as some people have said, made our lives easy, but there's a downside, and the downside is it makes some people sick, burning sensation in their face, their jaw, brain fog. No question about it. I absolutely believe it. What are your thoughts, Rick?
Well, of course, there's dosimetry, LD50 ratio. That means at 50, with certain levels of exposure, 50% of the population dies. Absorption coefficient. The body has a bunch of different kinds of organs. They're structured differently. They all absorb different bandwidths of frequencies. And the cell phone is it's at 5 megahertz, which is toxic to certain brain tissue. That's Beal, Dr. Beal out of Florida has published these papers showing the absorption coefficient of these frequency bands. When Mike Wallace was doing 60 Minutes, he had actually the inventor, the scientist that had invented Motorola's chip that was to be used in all cell phones. And he was on 6 times on national news. The 6th time, after his interview, the scientist died of a brain tumor. And the 6th interview, before he died, Mike Wallace said, well, of all these frequency bands that Motorola could have chosen, why did they choose the 5 megahertz? Why did they choose 12 megahertz? And the scientist said, because there are too many people in the world. He said it on national news to Mike Wallace. He said it. And that is what you're up against. These devices are not for our convenience. They're for our culling and thinning of population. And if you don't think that's true, just continue using the device and watch what happens next. I don't use a cell phone. I try to use what we call a cell phone. If I use one, I don't keep it next to my head. I put it on, voice so that I can, like it's speakerphone. Keep it away from my body. You carry that cell phone, it's constantly on, even when it's turned off. Even when you turn it off, it's still gone. And it is constantly absorbing and radiating certain bandwidths that are toxic to the body. And just like GMOs are toxic, who cares?
Rick, I heard the top of the hour news, and they're talking about. Obviously, I had the same question the minute I heard that there was this Amtrak crash and 7 people died, almost 100 injured. Was this guy on his cell phone? I mean, was this guy paying attention? And why did I say that? Because I know for a fact that when someone is on the phone in their car, driving, operating that vehicle, I know that it's impossible to pay as much attention to driving that car with the cell phone as without the cell phone on. I know that. So here we've got a guy, and why is that? Well, we've got, as you said, there's a 5 gigahertz band. There's also
megahertz. It's a microwave band.
Okay, well, okay. Wi-Fi is 2.4, 3.6.
Or not megahertz, gigahertz, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
gigahertz. Yeah, 2.4 gigahertz, 3.6 gigahertz, 4.9 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and 5.9. Those are the bands.
Microwave
gigahertz bands. Right. Well, so we're using microwave frequencies like a microwave oven, and we're in a box, and we're in our car, which is, the bottom is metal. The sides are metal. The top is metal unless it's convertible. And then there's a little, there's some glass. But there's a lot of metal to reflect, and the glass can reflect these microwave frequencies. All right. This guy's in this train. He's the engineer of the train. He's in a metal box except for the windows. So if he's on his phone, he's not able to pay full attention to what he's supposed to do. These cell phones are so dangerous. It really bothers me. Another example is, okay, we've all been to the supermarket, and you see these zombies pushing their carts, totally oblivious to everything around them. They're pushing their carts, they're cutting you off, they're not watching where they're going, they're almost running into us. They're unable to pay attention. And this is with a shopping cart going at less than 1 mile per hour. That's nowhere near as dangerous as piloting a 2,000 pound, 3,000 pound, 4,000 pound, 5,000, 6,000 pound, 8,000 pound missile on the highway at over 88 feet per second. Rick, I'm really concerned about this. I dumped my cell phone. I don't have a cell phone. As a matter of fact, one of our instructors texted Mrs. Finelli, Happy Mother's Day. Wonder what's up with her. She didn't even respond. How you guys doing? No response. He's texting us to see if we're okay and what's happening, and we're ignoring him. No response from the Finellis at all. He's probably thinking, wonder what I did. Are they mad at me? What gives? Okay. Well, the answer is we don't have a cell phone anymore. So we didn't get those texts. We didn't get those messages. And it is delightful, Rick. I'm telling you that the phone isn't dinging at night telling us that there's an important message that we just received. It is great not having a cell phone. It's like freedom. Some people say, how did I ever...
in your house is just as toxic.
Great. Let's talk about
toxic being outside with all the cell towers that are all over the place now. You're being fried from every single direction right now.
Rick, when you said that scientist from Motorola said that there's too many people, I believe that's exactly the intent. Somebody said, what are we going to do about all these people? How are we going to kill them? How can we convince them to kill themselves? How can we make money having them kill themselves? How can we make money having them kill themselves and not know it? How can we make money and have them enjoy killing themselves? I believe that's what...
Well, it's like the GMOs. Our foods now are toxic. Anything that's prepared foods has got such toxins in it now that you have to make some serious decisions on lifestyles. And I have a change in direction here. I'd like to ask, what about the Patriot Act and how it expires this next month? What's going to happen? And what exactly is a patriot? What exactly is Homeland Security and its relationship to militia? And I don't get any of this anymore.
Right,
I'm confused. I'm not politically astute. I don't follow Congress much anymore because it's silly. The law enforcement, the ideas of Homeland Security over patriotism, and what is an oath keeper. I'm getting confused about all of it.
All right, Rick, let me address just one little part of what you said. Okay. Let's talk about the Get Prepared Expo, okay? When you and I and Matt Stein and so many of our instructors were at the expo a couple months ago here in Missouri, I invited some other people. Let me tell you who didn't come. The Missouri militia. The Missouri militia did not come. They've never come. The Missouri Citizens Militia, another militia, didn't come. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Right. Why? The Missouri militia will not communicate with me at all. The Missouri militia. Okay? The Missouri Citizens Militia didn't come, and neither did Oath Keepers. How about that?
What is Homeland Security all about?
Enforcement,
Protecting
control.
us from ourselves?
We'll be right back. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Quantitative easing, unemployment at depression levels, Europe financial system falling apart, China getting out of U.S. treasuries. At the end of 2008, the time of TARP, the national debt was at $11 trillion, gold trading around $850 per ounce. Close to 2012, the national debt exceeded $16.4 trillion, gold doubled to $1,600 per ounce. The $20 trillion threshold for the national debt is inevitable. Politicians in Washington have a ferocious appetite for spending and stimulus. What's worse, a printing press to finance. 100 years ago, we had a gold standard to limit this madness, but now you have to adopt your own gold standard. Don't be fooled with paper promises. Get Midas Resources 10 Reasons to Buy Gold free by calling 800-686-2237. Understanding the gold and silver market may be the only insurance you could have to avoiding the next economic crisis. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order your free copy. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
If you constantly feel run down and tired, your pH level might be low and your body could be full of toxins. If what you drink is not at a pH level of 8 or higher, you are inviting bacteria and acid to thrive in your body. But there is something you can do. Simply add 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops to your water to help your body rid itself of acidic waste, increase oxygen, and raise your pH balance to optimum levels. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals in the world, alkalizing the water you you drink, ridding your body of acidic waste and toxins, and helping you regain energy and vibrant health. And studies show viruses, bacteria, and toxins cannot survive in an alkaline, high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops at alkavision.com. That's ALKA vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
So, Rick, you were talking about Homeland Security, as a result of the 9/11 alleged attack. We decided, our politicians decided that we needed to have something called the United States Department of Homeland Security. And Congress agreed, and here we have it, and they are telling us what to do. It includes 187 federal agencies and departments for our homeland defense. It's out of control.
What about the Patriot Act? What is the Patriot Act? What is that going to get renewed? What is that about?
Well, hang on just a second. Our son was stopped by Homeland Security when he was traveling on Interstate 44, and they wanted to look in his car, and they wanted to look in his trunk, and he told them not without a warrant, a search warrant, and they did a stare down with him, and finally looked up and he said, "If I'm not under arrest, I'm leaving." And he left. And I was so proud of him because this guy was in this green uniform with body armor and, all kinds of weapons of death. And it's good. It's good that there wasn't a shootout that day because the Finelli family is armed. Okay, now, you're asking about the Patriot Act. What is a patriot? I guess you're a patriot. I'm a patriot. All of our friends are patriots. And the guys who are trying to steal what we have are not patriots. As far as the Patriot Act, we have been sold a bill of goods. Our Congress has used what they call the Patriot Act to spy on us, to watch our every move, to build surveillance organizations and machines.
Patriots.
Make sure we're not patriots. That's exactly correct. You're right on the money. Okay, I keep thinking about that swimming pool. Back in the 1960s, we had a neighbor who had a swimming pool, and there were 3 girls. The mother and 2 daughters who lived in this home in this suburban neighborhood. And actually, it was in the country. And they had a swimming pool, and they had a picket fence around it. And the reason they had a picket fence around their swimming pool is they wanted privacy when they went, swimming in their own pool. And then, this image I have in my mind is a bunch of perverts would want to get on a little ladder outside the picket fence and climb up and peer over it. What a bunch of perverts that would be, right? Not that it happened. It's just something I have conjured up in my mind. And that's what I think of when I think of Homeland Security. That's what I think of when I think of the Blue Plague. That's what I think of people spying, without your knowledge. They want to know what you're doing. They want to listen to what happens in your bedroom. They want to turn on your cell phone microphone. They want to turn on your cell phone camera, and they want to record it and view it. These government perverts are just sick.
What are they afraid of?
They're afraid of us. Rick,
why are they afraid of us?
Well, okay. In my opinion, Rick, we go into little countries that have things that we want, like oil and natural resources, and we go beat them up, and we blow up their infrastructure, and we say, we're going to help you. We are going to make you free. We are going to spread democracy to your country. And we're going to blow up your infrastructure. We're going to blow up your water supply. We're going to blow up your food supply. We're going to plant mines and munitions everywhere, and it's going to be hell. But it's going to keep you free. That's what we tell these guys, these foreign countries, these third world countries. We want their oil. We want their natural resources. And we tell the American people that it's for their own good that we're going to blow them up and kill them and wound them and have what they call collateral damage, which is killing and wounding and maiming and disfiguring and dismembering people. That's called collateral damage. So we've been doing that for years, and we tell them it's for their own good, and we tell our people it's for our own good, their own good. And people who watch sports games and watch the news believe this nonsense. So we've created enemies all over the world, Rick. All over the world, people hate us. And they should hate us. Because well, not you and me, but they should hate our government because it is evil. And we spy on them and we spy on heads of state and we catch them in these little things that they shouldn't do. And we use that information. We say, hey, we got pictures. And by the way, we hope you're going to side with us because if you don't, we're going to release these pictures. And if you don't do that, we're going to kill you. Well, maybe we'll start with your family first. That's the kind of stuff we do. And we create these enemies. So now we have to have defense against these enemies that we have created. Boy, this hour and a half's going really fast. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA Plus. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Class, I just got off the phone with Erin Dakins. Erin Dakins is a broadcaster right here on GCN, 10 to midnight. And she's up to speed on the Joey Kyle crimes. Michael from New York, you're on with Dr. Richard Allen Miller and me. Welcome.
Well, good morning, guys. I just wanted to give you guys another perspective on what's going on here with the Homeland Insecurity. You got to make sure you do the Zig Heil and the goose step every time you announce Homeland Insecurity, by the way. I carry around a copy of the swastika, a photo of the swastika building at the Coronado Navy Base off San Diego. And I show that to anybody in law enforcement or anywhere else, politicians, whatever, just to bring them up to speed. Now, usually they're stunned and shocked. They don't know it exists. So I let them know, hey, guys, what side are you on? Because we didn't tolerate it 60, 70 years ago. We're not tolerating it again. You guys better decide what side you're on, because it's coming down to the wire. We're not going to go fascist. We're not going Bolshevik. We're a constitutional republic. You're either for that or against that. And that makes them all pause and think, because a lot of them don't even have a clue. They don't understand that 9/11 was the Reichstag fire here in the U.S. And that's why immediately they already had the Patriot Act, the Unpatriot Act. They already had Homeland Insecurity ready to go under the Commie Clinton administrations, but they couldn't justify to us yet why it was necessary. So they created the Reichstag 9/11 incident to then say, oh, we got to have this. And look, it was already ready to go. Look how fast they coughed it up. And that's because it already was in the works, already planned out. And so our country, our government's in the control of these foreign agents, these commie Nazi scum like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and all their racketeer minions that pose as bankers, international bankers. They're crooks, period. They take over a government by saying, here, we're taking control of your money supply. If you don't like it, well, just take a look at JFK, what we did to him, or Mr. McKinley, President McKinley. Look what we did to him. And so then they immediately impose their fiat currency, debt-based currency on a country, get them all deep in debt, and they steer them into their wars, into their global United Nations, one world government system. That's what it's all about. Homeland insecurity, bunch of goose steppers, and or Bolsheviks. There's no difference. And so that's really what's going on here, guys.
Benjamin Franklin said that if you gave up some of your rights for security, you lose both. There is going to be another American Revolution. It's happening right now, and that's the good news, because everybody gets what I'm saying.
Michael, I thought I thought I was on a rant, and it was nothing compared to what you said.
Well, guys,
hey, Michael, what you were talking about, the Coronado, Coronado naval base. If you take an aerial view of that naval base, which houses the Navy SEALs, from the air, it is the exact proportions of the Nazi swastika. Absolutely It's oriented the same way. There cannot be any misunderstanding. And it had to be deliberately designed that way. Nobody could draw the architectural plans for that and not see that it was a swastika. So from top to bottom, every the foreman working on the job, the construction crew who was looking at the plans, the people who approved the design, everybody had to see the Nazi swastika. It could not be missed. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Absolutely. This is old news and for us in the know. And when the government finally got questioned about it, they did have the audacity to tell us, well, it's coincidence. You know, first we built this rectangle, then we added on some additions. So then it's like, oh, so I guess you idiots in the government do not use blueprints before you start a construction project. I mean, we know you're a bunch of idiots, but you really actually pursue construction without a blueprint for the engineers and construction guys? I mean, sure, Vincent. It's all by design, clear as a bell. And we got to be very careful because as there's the exposure coming out about who the enemy is, well, they're not, I named the names, but then they're also, Zionist, Jew, Antichrist. And so then there's those out there that are neo-Nazis saying, well, it's all the Jews. We got to get the Jews. And I tell everybody, watch out now. They're going to manipulate us like they did the Germans. They're going to get us in a dire set of circumstances where you're desperate and then blame it all on common Jews, not the scumbag devil-worshipping Antichrist Jews that Hitler never touched, like Rothschilds, Warburgs, and Kuhn, Loeb. They lived right there in Germany and Switzerland the whole time through World War II. And so we got to be very careful. Watch out for these people like this lady, Stiana Spingola and all these. She has the audacity to say, oh, well, the Navy adopted the swastika now as a good luck symbol. If anybody wants to believe that crap, then they got what's coming to them. And so and that's why everybody just go do a search on a search engine, swastika building at U.S. Navy base. You'll see the satellite top-down images, print them out, carry them around where you go. And anytime you get by anybody in law enforcement or politics, say, hey, take a look at this. What's going on here? And they'll all be shocked because they don't know. And especially law enforcement and military guys, then they got to start thinking, my God, who am I fighting for here? What side am I really on here? Am I being taken advantage of? And it forces them to contemplate all that, and they'll have to come to terms with their situation. But at least then we all know where we stand. We know where so that's what I do right now, just to inform and make everybody aware, let them know they got to decide they're on because it's coming down to it in the near future. That's what Homeland Insecurity is all about, this Jade Helm, the NATO, foreign troops all coming in. This is another maneuvering to get us into the position where they can de-arm us, get us totally under United Nations control, and this one world government system. We have no constitutional republic anymore. And all this crap, that's what's coming our way, guys. And Homeland Insecurity is their main apparatus in place now, along with the Unpatriot Act, to go after people like me and you that love our country, want to be a constitutional republic, love God, love Jesus, love the founding fathers for what they gave us. And not that everybody was perfect, but what they gave us, a country without a king. Individual rights and freedoms are precedent over state rights. Government rights, they work for us. We don't work for them. And not fascism and Bolshevikism and those forms of communism. Everybody's working for the state. You have no individual rights. That ain't flying here as long as I'm breathing.
Rick?
I have no comment. My mouth's open. It's true. He's a patriot, basically.
Well,
that's
absolutely,
what I would define
absolutely
as a patriot.
You mentioned President William McKinley, and he was assassinated in 1901. Yeah, so if you don't go along with these international thugs, and you were talking about some of the big names in banking, people who steal, the siphoners, the skimmers, people who steal from all of us, through all of our transactions, buying and selling transactions. I mean, if you think about it, How does it work with credit cards? The banker, they've conned us into using credit cards for almost all of our purchases. And then they've sold the information to the federal government. So the federal government knows what we're buying, when we're buying it, where we travel. They know our purchase patterns, habits, likes based on what we buy. And then the bankers, skim money from the merchants. So the merchants actually don't, if we spend $1 at a merchant, the merchant won't get $1. The merchant might get 97 cents because the bank is going to steal 3 cents of that dollar for the credit card transaction. So the bank is in every one of our transactions that we use a credit card for about 3%. And what do? Then they hammer us for credit card fees. Some credit cards have fees. Some have, obviously you have interest payments if you don't pay the balance in full. And one credit card company that I worked for, had the audacity to say, you know what, we love teachers. We love teachers. Teachers are really good. And so, they only work 9 months a year. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give them a break. We're going to let them not have to pay a credit card payment. They can pick anyone they want. So during the summer when they're not working for 3 months, we'll let them skip a payment. But the interest will keep going. And they act like they're doing the teachers a favor. They're actually taking advantage of the stupidity of teachers who miss a credit card payment because the interest keeps on ticking. That's what credit card companies do. Those are bankers, the international bankers who are stealing every way they can with all kinds of fees, late fees, over limit fees, the fees for the card. It's out of control. Out of control. And how do we stop it? We have to use cash. We have to use cash. Use cash or it will disappear. And when the cops want to know, why are you carrying so much cash? It is your right to use the currency of the realm. Actually, you would be better off if we traded and avoid having the government in our system and avoid paying taxes wherever we can. By the way, I'm going to be teaching a seminar on that on the 30th of this month in Mountain Home, Arkansas at the Preppers and Patriots Expo. Free seminar, free event. Preppers and Patriots Expo. I'll put it on the website. Michael, I really appreciate your comments. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with us?
Well, I just want to thank you guys for all your efforts, and I do appreciate recognizing you guys as great patriots as well. And just real quick on the currency money issue, you're right, Vincent, exactly. Got to use the cash, but I also carry around silver dollar in my pocket or a silver quarter, 64 or pre-64, to show people here's real American money. This paper is still their crap, but here's real American money. This is ideally what we all want to get back to. So I use that as well for education. So you guys keep up the great work, and thank you.
You're welcome, Michael, from New York. When we come back, Rick and I are going to be talking about the trees dying. The trees dying right here in Missouri. It's happening at our farm. And water evaporation. It's happening faster than I think it did in the past. What's going on? How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
You've heard them on Alex Jones. You've seen them on Ancient Aliens. Now come see them live at Contact in the Desert 2015 in Joshua Tree this May. Experience 4 full days of science-centered lectures, workshops, intensives, and fieldwork on ancient astronauts, extraterrestrial intelligence, human origins, crop circles, contact experiences, UFO sightings, and more. Meet Chariots of the Gods author Eric von Daniken, Ancient Aliens host Giorgio A. Tsoukalos, New York Times bestselling author David Wilcock, Dead Dog Doctors Don't Lie author Dr. Joel Wallach, astronauts Edgar Mitchell and Story Musgrave, Earth Files publisher Linda Moulton Howe, author Jim Mars, and many of the world's most respected researchers and scientists exploring answers to one of the greatest questions of all time. More speakers, more panels, more things to do. Join us at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center, which has a long history of sightings and contact experiences. For advance tickets and conference schedule, go to contactinthedesert.com. That is contactinthedesert.com.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. All over America, people are suffering from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, irregular heartbeat, clogged arteries, and high cholesterol. Can you live your life free from sickness, pain, and fear, and experience your body healing itself? Look to Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural supplement that aids ailing bodies. It has an exclusive formula of wild-crafted and organic herbs. End the pain without all the side effects of prescription drugs. People 20 years younger will envy your vitality. Want a happier, healthier you? Then go to heartandbody.com or call toll-free 866-295-5305 for free information. Heart and Body Extract offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. What are you waiting for? Call Heart and Body now at 866-295-5305 for your free information. Go to heartandbody.com, 866-295-5305. Distributor inquiries welcome.
Dr. Richard Allen Miller is with us, the real Fox Mulder of the X-Files. Rick, the trees are dying here in Missouri. I've ridden around the farm with Mrs. Finelli on our four-wheeler, just looking at the fields, and the bark is really in distress. What do you think's going on?
Well, the geoengineering has dehydrated everything. Last night, I drank 3 glasses of water during the night, not one. Everything is being dehydrated because of the geoengineering and the resultant, barium oxide desiccant that is trying to create when it lands on Earth, it gets into our body and it's dehydrating us. It's dehydrating the trees. The moisture is there. The weather is changing. That's going to affect the trees just right out of the gate. It started here approximately 7 years ago when the cone stopped putting out on ponderosa pine cone. And so we have a war going on for everything, and we don't know it. We don't have any disclosure on why. I don't know what to say, except that I'm observing myself being dehydrated. Just the amount of water I drink now.
Rick, I've looked at some of our ponds, some of our neighbors' ponds, and some of the ponds have this green algae. Our neighbor has a dip in his field, and it fills up with water, a small amount of water, let's say 20 feet in diameter. Green algae. I mean, thick green algae. And so this is not normal. I mean, this kind of stuff didn't happen 5 years ago, but it's happening now. And I noticed that it's daylight out, but it's not sunny. And we had one day this week where the sun
because of the particulate that's in the atmosphere.
Right. We had one day of normal-like sunshine. There were fluffy clouds, but through the clouds, I would say maybe there were 15% area between the clouds where the sun would shine through, and it was hot. The sun was hot when the clouds were not interfering with the sunlight. It was hot. And what I'm saying is this sun burns the moisture off the earth. And also, we've planted some tomato plants, and they're growing great because they're not being burned by the sun that they were a couple of years ago. Same plants would have been cooked by the sun. They're doing fine now because of the cloudy days that we have, or the overcast all the time, except for one day this week. So, Rick, if they stop this spraying, it's going to be dramatic.
I'm very concerned about everything, and that's why I'm not doing very well right now myself. I'm kind of ill. I've not been sleeping right. I'm dehydrated. I'm trying to take care of my health, and I'm finding it difficult. How many other people out there are having difficulty right now with sleeping? Dehydration.
I can tell you this, Rick, that very, very few people are saying that they're doing well. Very, very few people. And another thing that's happening, Rick, is people are saying that they are becoming more forgetful. Way, way, way more forgetful. I mentioned with Dr. Shealy yesterday that one of our instructors has a friend who works in the medical field, and patients will show up for an appointment an hour late and say, I'm here. And the receptionist will say, well, you missed your appointment. And do you know who you're here to see? No. Do you know why you're here? No. So people are coming to doctors' offices and clinics for appointments. They have no idea why. They don't seem to be able to show up on time. They're confused. And I'm seeing this at an ever increasing rate. Rick, things are really bad. 360 degrees around us. And this is just one thing. Forgetfulness. Are you seeing it as well?
Yes.
There you go.
What were we talking about?
Well, I'll tell you what, next week...
with my laugh. I mean, I've got to laugh at all of this because it's not real. It's not
Rick,
real.
Next week, we're on with Missy, our homeschool mom, and Matthew and Mason. Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us. Rick, thanks so much for being with us. Class above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Hey neighbor, what are you doing digging? You had a heart attack last year.
Oh, I know. I was told no more hard labor.
Then why are you digging?
Well, I've been taking Extendovite. It's been approved to help my heart.
Extendovite? Is that a new drug?
No, not a drug. It's more like an herbal combination made from garlic and cayenne.
Herbal? How can that help?
Well, actually, we've taken herbs for thousands of years. Extendovite is doing the job for me.
Does your doctor know about Extendovite?
Yeah, my doctor knows, and he said it seems to be working for you, so don't stop taking it. I feel great taking Extendovite. I don't want to stop.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal service.